all right. Here we go. We're going to look at just a little bit of the fall of the Roman Empire. Check out this picture. It's amazing. Yes, see Rome back there burning. One of its gods up here. Yes, the fall of the Roman Empire. All right, just beginning off first. Look at this map right here. Make sure you understand where Rome is. Rome is this little bitty spot right there. It's on this side of the map. That's the western side of the map. It is not over here. You're going to find as we get further into Rome and the further into this slide, you'll see that Rome has divided in half. At one time, it is all of this orange, and then this orange will get cut in half. And you'll have a capital over here called Byzantium or Constantinople, and then you'll have the capital over here, Rome. Causes for the decline of the Western Roman Empire. Now, notice what it says. It says the decline of the Western Roman Empire. So only the West will fall or decline. The East is going to keep on rocking and rolling. We'll call that the Byzantine Empire. And that's what's cool about that is it's going to be another topic that we'll discuss later on. All right. So there's four main things. You see them right here. That's going to include or be included in the decline of Rome. You have EMPS here. The economy is going to be bad. Military, there's going to be some problems there. There'll be some political issue. That's talking about the government and the leadership. And then just the people themselves will have some social problems. We'll get to each one of those now. All right, first, the economic problems. Okay, so remember, this is money. This is how people get their food, clothing, and shelter. When you go take a class in high school, you'll be studying economics. It's how people get food, clothing, and shelter, or get the money that they need to get the food, clothing, and shelter. So look what's happening. So first, look at this chart right here. Silver content of the Roman denarius. The denarius is their dollar. And what's happening is almost all of the coins at one time, all right, they are going to be made out of pure silver or pure gold. And gradually the government's going to get sneaky and they're going to take the silver and the gold out. And when you take that precious metal out of the coins, what it actually does is it causes that single coin to be worth less than it was before. And so when you go to buy a piece of bread, it used to take one denarius or $1. And because this denarius later on, 20 years down the road, has less value in it or less silver and gold, it's going to take 5 denariuses to buy the same thing. We call that inflation. So inflation was going up big time. All right. So you also have invaders and pirates here. You see that. You can read for yourselves. Disrupting trade and making it more expensive to defend the empire. And you see right there what I said. Government started coining more money with less silver. This led to more inflation. You got to know that word. You should say it to yourself. Inflation. Everybody say it. 1, 2, 3. Inflation. That's right. And so what happens is it takes more money to buy the same amount of products that you could buy with less money earlier. All right. And right here at the bottom, because of this, there's going to be food shortages, which led to a population decline. The soil is going to get overworked and farmers can't produce as much. There you go. This will be your economic problems. This might be the number one reason that Rome falls. You decide. Some military problems. Check this out. First, remember that when you think of Rome's military, there's not just one big army. There are many armies all over the place. If I'm a general, if I have a lot of money and I can pay people to fight for me, I can literally have my own army, my own soldiers that are loyal to me. They're not loyal to Rome. I'll use Rome as my costume or disguise or what we wear when we go into battle, but they're literally loyal to me. Yes, and that's been a problem even before the empire started, even before Julius Caesar. All right, now, there are more military problems. Check it out. There's defense problems due to the frequent attacks. There's all types of attacks coming from all different directions because Rome has gotten so big, it's easier to attack. And you have these people called barbarians or just non-Romans that are attacking them often, and the soldiers just can't keep up with it. All right, now look at the second one. This one's really crazy. This can be applied to us today. There's an indifference. Now, how do you know someone is indifferent about a topic? They say this: I don't care. They're lazy. They're soft. They're not strong. They don't live a soldier's life. All right. And so I challenge y'all not to be indifferent about what's going on around you. Care, because caring is strong society. People are going to get things done. So this indifference of the citizens and the military due to the collapse of discipline and loyalty increased use of this. Now, this is really weird. All right, remember the soldiers? You know, they're loyal to individuals. What they started to do is they didn't care. They started getting lazy and soft, so they started hiring people that were not Romans, and they were paying them. This is a mercenary, someone that's not a Roman, to fight for Rome. So I'm going to give them some money, even though they're not Roman, and say, hey, come and fight for us. And they began to recruit from the people that were attacking them. And so they were professional soldiers. They're good at it, but they don't have a loyalty. Look right here. They were not loyal to Rome. They are only going to be loyal to where the money's coming from. So they might be loyal to me. They might be loyal to that person down there, but they may not be loyal to the Rome itself. All right. You can see right here on the bottom. So it's this loss of loyalty. The soldiers are not fighting for Rome. They're fighting for their commanders because the commanders promised them wealth and land. There's number two, your military problems. This might be the biggest one. You decide. Is it economic problems or is it military problems? Political issues. You're going to have the leadership. They're not going to do their job. They're not going to take care of the people. Now, they're going to have some good folks still in it, but check it out here on the bottom. Look, the empire was getting just so big, they couldn't manage it all. They built that beautiful Roman road all over the place, but it still was not enough to get everybody where they needed to go to take care of everything. It was the empire was becoming extremely diverse. Now, it's done a great job up to this point, but look at what's going on here. Frequent civil conflict. What that means is this. It was constant conflict between the leadership in Rome. All right, constantly have this group going against this group, and they're just butting heads, constantly fighting each other. They began to take care of themselves and not the people. You'll see here, watch this. As a result, lots of civil wars. Civil war is not good. All right, so constant civil wars were going to be fought over. Our civil war here in America was fought from 1861 to 1865. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. 5 years of fighting a civil war. They're going to have 50 years of it. It's going to rip them to pieces. Civil war is bad. All right, check this out. Fewer people even wanted to be in the political offices. Nobody wanted to be a consul. Nobody wanted to be a senator, especially if you were smart. You were out there trying to get people to hire to help you protect your land and your family and your folks. And, the poor were getting poor and the rich were kind of taking care of themselves. And that was just about it. All right. So check it out. Politics was no longer a desired occupation. This is an issue. People have got to want to be in there. It had become too expensive. Public entertainment was paid out of pocket. And politicians no longer had influence since emperors were claiming supreme power. So individuals, the emperors were taking all the power and nobody else had any. So there was a lot of political corruption. This may be the number one reason. It could be economics, it could be military, or it could be politics, or the reasons why Rome will fall. You'll have social problems. Check it out. The social problems is now, if this is the people themselves. You don't know what morals are. So basically what moral is doing what is right. We all know what is right and what is wrong. And sometimes it's a little bit different depending on who you are, how you're raised, religion, and so on and so forth. But right and wrong typically is about the same thing. Moral decay started happening. Decay is like something that's rotty. If you have a decaying tooth, that means it's rotting. It's a cavity. It needs to get out. They're having a bunch of moral decay. They're right and wrong. Oh my goodness, they just don't care anymore. There is indifference. There's a loss of faith in Rome and in the family in Rome. And so people they don't care. It's awful. People start to lose faith and love for Rome because of how bad everything is. Barbarians are going to start coming in. Invasions are coming in. There's bad economy. The empire is just less capable of taking care of its people. And the people become selfish. They take care of only themselves. They don't worry about anybody else. There's no sense of community. The idea that Rome is this wonderful, great place, this idea is dying. People are losing faith and love in this idea of what Rome was, this republic where the people are in charge? Well, because you know what? They weren't in charge anymore. They let one powerful individual or many powerful individuals during the Pax Romana and afterwards take over. All these emperors. It became an empire. It only had the figurehead name, Republic. It was not a republic. So Rome, I want you to remember, check it out right on the bottom. It did not fall in one day. It did not all of a sudden just die because everybody didn't care. It's going to take a long time as generations pass, as the children and the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren of the beginners of the Republic began to be born. They realize that they don't really care enough to try to keep the Roman Republic going. So this might be the number one reason why Rome will fall. It might be the people don't care, the social problems, or it could be the military, or it could be the economics, all right, or it could be politics. What do you think is the biggest reason for the fall of Rome? All right, we're going to stop it right here. You need to pick out one of those, look over them a little bit. It could be politics. It could be the social life, the people themselves, the economics, the military. There's a little bit more to it right here as you look into it. Look at it. Look at each one. Look at each one, read it. You decide. You decide which one of these four are going to be the reason why Rome will fall. Now, there are immediate causes. Look, all these people coming in, Germanic tribes and all that, yes, will cause the fall. They're the ones that's going to come in and hammer it down and actually end Rome. But these four things right here, these things falling to pieces, this is going to cause the weakness in Rome, and all these people will come in. All right, you decide. And we'll end right here. So this is what Rome will fall into. This eastern side, which will become the Byzantine Empire, which we'll talk about later. And this side will fall, the west will fall into the Dark Ages, the plague and all that. And we'll spend some time looking at that. All right. Thank you for paying attention. You guys are all amazing. Don't forget to be awesome.